Sudoku of 28 September 2025. Let's start with this box. One is not possible here. We cannot either write one over here. So the only place where we can place one here is here. Now we need to have, we already have 2. We need to have 3, 4, 6, 8. 8 we cannot write here since 8 is already there in this row. Also 1 8 is here, so we cannot write 8 here. The only place we can write 8 is here. Now left is 3, 4, 6. 4 is already there in this line, so we can write 4 here. Now left with only 3, 6. 6 is here, so we cannot write 6 over here, so it will be 3 here and 6 here. So one box we have completed. Now let us look at this box. 8 is already there in this line, so we cannot write 8 in this row. It is also there in this line and also in this, so it is not possible anywhere in this grids. So only place where we can write 8 is here. Similarly, let's look at 2. 2 is already there in this line. 1, 2 is there on this line also. We can write 2 only over here. Now let us look for solving this. 6 is here, so we cannot write 6 anywhere here. 6 is also there in this line. 6 is not possible anywhere here. 6 is also there in this line, so only place where we can write 6 is over here. Now let us look at this square. We cannot write 3 anywhere in this line. 3 is not possible in this line 2, and here also 3 is not possible. So the only place where we can write 3 is here. Now let's look for 6 out here in this line. 6 we cannot write over here. Since 6 is there in this line, we cannot also write 6 over here. 6 can't be either written over here because already a 6 exists here. Only place where we can write 6 is over here. Now in the same box, we will try writing 8. So 8 is not possible in this line. It is either not possible here. It cannot be written over here. So the only place where we can write 8 is here. Now in this box also we can write 8. And since 8 is here, it is not possible here. We cannot write 8 over here. Also, it's not possible to write 8 over here. So the only place where we can write 8 is here. Since now all boxes, all 8 boxes have 8, the only box that is left without 8 is here, this box. So it is not possible here. It is not possible here. It can not be written here also. So the only place where we can write 8 is over here. Now let us look at this box where we can see 6 in this line. So 6 is not possible anywhere here. 6 can either be written over here. The only place where we can write 6 in this box is here. Now let us look at this box, this line where we just have 3 empty grids. So we have to first understand what are the 3 numbers that is required to fill in this grids. So the missing numbers are 2, 5 and 9. So 2 and 5 we can see over here. So the only left out number that we can write over here is 9. Now since 2 is there in this row, we can write only 5 over here. Now left with only 2 that will come over here. Now similarly, let us check this particular row where we need only 3 numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3. 4 is missing, 5 is missing and 9 is missing. All the other numbers are already filled. So 4, 5 and 9. Now in this box you can find 9 already been placed. So 9 we cannot write over here. So the only place where we can write 9 is here. The remaining 2 numbers are 4 and 5. Now 4 is already here in this line, so we cannot write 4 over here. So the only place that where we can write 4 is over here. So the left out number is 5, which we can write over here. Now let us look at the rows and columns which has only few numbers that are missing. So one such row is this where we have only 2 numbers missing. So which are the numbers that are missing? 1 we have, 2 we have, 3 we have, 4, 5, 6 we have. So the only missing numbers are 7 and 9. Since you can find a 9 over here, so 9 we cannot write over here. So the only place we can write 9, it's here. The left is 7, which we can write over here. Now this is a square box where we need only 3 numbers. There are only 3 numbers that are missing. So we have 1, 2, 3. So 4, 5 and 7 is missing in this box. So 5 we can see over here. So 5 we cannot write over here. So the only grid where we can write 5 is here. The left out numbers are 4 and 9. Since 4 we can find in this line, the only place we can write 4 and 7. So 4 is not possible over here. The only place where 4 can be written is here. The left out number is 7, which we can write over here. Now let us say this box where the missing numbers, where there are 3 missing numbers, 7, 2, 7 and 9. Now you can find a 7 out here in this row. So you cannot write 7 anywhere here. So the only place where you can write 7 is here. Now with this 7 we can look whether we can place 7 anywhere in this box. So yes, since 7 is there in this column, the only place where we can write 7 is here. So 1, 2, 3 is the only left out number. Now let us see this line. So the left out numbers are, we don't have 1 in this line, 2 is also missing, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 1, 2, 9. The 3 numbers that are missing is 1, 2 and 9. Now since we know that it's 1, 2, 9, we can identify the missing numbers of these 2 grids. We have 1, 2, 9, 3, 4 we already have, so 5 and 6 are the missing numbers over here. Since 5 is there in this line, write 5 over here, 6. As I said, the missing numbers are 1, 2 and 9. We can see whether we can write any of this over here. Yes, so 1 and 9 is already there in this line. So only number that is left is 2. Now since you can find a 1 over here in this line, so here 1 is not possible, so we can write 1 over here. So the balance missing number is 9. Now when we look at this line, only 1 number is left. So we have to identify which is that number. 1 is here, 2 is here, 4 we have, 5 we have, 6 we have, 7 we have, 8 we have, 9 we have. So only number that is left is 3. Now there is only one line that is missing from this line, and it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5 is missing. So you can write 5 over here. Now let us look at this line. The missing numbers in these lines are 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. Now we can see that in that missing 4 and 7, we have 4 and 7 in this box, so we cannot write 4 and 7 here. Now again 4 and 7 is here, so we cannot write 4 and 7 here also. Again, if we look at this place, 4 and 7 is here. So only place where we can write 4 and 7 is this place and this grid. So either 4 or 7 we can confirm here. So no other number will come in these 2 grids. So what are the other left numbers is 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 9. Now let us look the number 5. Now 5 is not, we won't be able to write 5 over here because the 5 is already here. Now we won't be able to write a 5 in this place because the 5 is already here. Similarly, we won't be able to write a 5 here as a 5 is already there in this column. So the only place now we can write 5 is here. Now with this 5, we'll try to solve 5 in this box. 5 we cannot write over here, 5 we cannot write over here, 5 is also not possible here. Since a 5 is there in this column, we won't be able to write over here. So the only place where we can place 5 is in this box. Now we can look at this line, this column. We need 1, the missing numbers are 1, 4 and 7. Now we look at the first number, that is 1. We won't be able to write a 1 over here because the 1 is already here. We won't be able to write a 1 over here because the 1 is already here. And also earlier we have marked to this grid for 4 and 7. So either of 4 or 7 will be coming out here. So the only place where now we can write 1 is here. Because 1 is not possible here, 1 is not possible here. So 1 here. Now with this one, let us try to solve this box. We cannot write 1 over here, we cannot write 1 over here because the 1 is in this row. We cannot either write a 1 here. So the only place where we can write 1 is here. Now the missing number in this box is 2, 3 and 9 because all of the numbers are there. So we'll see whether we can write any of these 3 numbers. So let us see whether, because since we have 3 over here and 3 over here, 3 can be here. Now let us see the missing numbers in this row. It is 2, 4, 7, 9. Now since earlier we have said, since 4 and 7 is not, we won't be able to write 4 and 7 in this grid. Also we won't be able to write 4 and 7 in this grid. The only possible place where we can write 4 and 7 is these 2 grids. So we can confirm 4 and 7. It may be either 7 may be either here or here, but the places are confirmed either 4 or 7. Any of this has to be in this place. So left of the missing number is 2 and 9. Since 2 is here, we can write 9 over here because 2 we cannot write over here. So we can write 2 now here. Now when we look at this column, there is only one grid that is left over. So we have to identify that one missing number. So we will see which number is missing. 1, 2 is there, 3 is there, 4 is there, 5 is there, 6 is there, 7 is there, 8 is there. So the missing number is 9. So that will come here. Now because we got 9 over here, now we can write 9 in this box because we can eliminate this cell. Now the only place where we can write 9 is here. So now only one grid is left. So we have to identify which is that missing number. 1 is there, 2 is not there. So the only missing number is 2. Now we will look at this box. So the missing numbers are 1 is there, 2 is not there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is there. So 2 and 9 are the missing number. Since 2 is already there in this line, we cannot write 2 over here, so 2 will come here. So the left of number is 9, which we can write over here. Now when we look at this line, there are only 2 cells that are left, boxes that are left. So we have to identify those 2 missing numbers. So 1 is there, 2 is there, so 3 is not there. So 3 is missing, 4 is there, 5 is there, 6 is also not there. So 3 and 6 are the missing numbers. So since we have 3 in this line, we cannot write 3 over here, so the place of 3 will be here. Then 6, the only place where we can write 6 is over here. With this we have completed this column also. Now we will look at this box. So the missing numbers are 4, 6 and 7. Now we can see 6 in this line, we can also see 6 in this line, so 6 is here. Now when we look at this line, this row, only one number is missing, so we have to identify which is that missing number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 is missing because 8 and 9 is already here, so we can write 7 over here. Now earlier we said these two boxes are meant for 4 and 7. Now since we have got 7 here, it is clear that we cannot write 7 in this cell, so it can be only 4 because 7 already exists here. So 4 we have written here, so the only left out number is 7, which will come here. Now if you look at this box, there is only one number that is missing, so we have to identify which is that missing number. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the missing number. Again here you will find only one cell left, so we have to identify which is that missing number. So 1 is there, 2 is not there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is there, so 2 will come over here. Now the only box that is left is this, so we have to identify which are the two missing numbers. So 1, 2, 3 we have, 4 we don't have, so since 4 is in this line, you can write 4 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is missing, so 7 we can write over here because that is only one number that is left. With this we have completed this 5-star difficult rating Sudoku that was published in the Hindu newspaper of September 28th.